everybody, I'm Sarah and welcome to the Big Blue House Homestead. Today I've got the kids out in the garden with me because it is seed day, and what I mean by that is this is all the stuff that we direct sow into the ground. A lot of my produce that I grow out here, all of the plants are started from seed inside, but when it comes to corn and beans, I like to direct sow those only. I have in the past done some in cups, but I find it just easier. They sprout quicker and they grow better, and I don't want to have to waste my time on plants when I can just stick a seed in the ground. So first things first, I put out a couple little scarecrows. I bought these last year in clearance, and they're kind of cool because they spin with the wind, and I'm hoping that will deter the birds from coming in and eating the stuff. But what we're doing is we've got a patch over here that we're going to be filling with corn, and then my large bed in the back is going to all be filled with corn as well. And I've got a section up front where I'm going to be planting this glass gem corn. This is all seed that I saved from when I grew glass gem corn before. I want to go ahead and get some more going because we like to use this for popcorn, and I want to get as much as I can. So I'm going to do that. While the kids are doing the rest of the corn, I also have a whole bin of beans. My lima beans didn't come up very well, so I was going to put more from the pack in, but we used all the pack, and then what came up the birds ate. So instead I've just got store-bought dried beans, bag of beans. I'm going to use those lima beans. They'll produce the same and it's not a big deal. But I do have the lima beans that I got to fill those spaces in. Got some garbanzo beans. I did a lot of research on the black-eyed peas, the cow peas that I planted. And for some reason the packet said to trellis it, but as I did more and more research, and I remembered growing black-eyed peas before, they're just a bush variety. So what's happened is I've planted on that trellis, and I need something to grow up and over, so I'm going to plant garbanzo beans. I thought that would be fun. I'm also using up old seed, so I have like just a small amount of provider bush beans, same with top crop. I've got a few packets here of Romano bush beans. I want to plant those. Those are the broad bush beans. A lot of times they're sold labeled as Italian beans, so they're the really fat, squared cuts of beans, and we really like those. So I want to get more of those in. And last year those got eaten by the deer so much, I got furious about it. But with the fence being up, that means I can actually produce even more. I did pull out some more of the black-eyed peas because if it's not a vining plant, I need as many as I can get. So I'm going to fill in a bunch of space with those. Other than that, I have Blue Lake bush beans and tender green bush beans. Anything else? Nope, that's it. Blue Lake and tender green. So I've got 4 types of green beans that I'm actually putting in the ground, and then the cow pea, black-eyed peas, and the garbanzos, and then the lima beans. And then for corn, we're planting early golden bantam. I don't have enough of one type of seed, and I'm not saving corn seed this year. I actually want to purchase like a large package next year, and I can start to save from there. But because I'm just trying to use up old seed, I've got the early golden bantam, I've got a peaches and cream, I've got a silver queen, and a silver and gold. So I'm gonna put some over here and then the rest back in the large section, and that way we can at least get as much corn as we can, and it'll be good edible corn. I just don't need it for seed saving, and I'll do that next year when I start a big batch of corn. I actually plan to till out a larger section when we move the logs out, and then I will have a humongous area for just one type of corn. And we like the mixed corn, the white and yellow mix, so I'll probably find something that's suitable for that. But with that being said, we're going to get the kids to work, and we're going to start getting all this stuff planted, and I'm going to go in and fill in all these spaces. I spent a lot of time yesterday planting 127 tomato plants. I still have about 40 more to go, but I don't feel like planting them today at the moment because it's hot. I just want to get the seed in the ground. So we'll focus on that, but I will show you what I've been doing. All right, so while they're over there planting the corn, I'm coming down my first bed here, and I have a lot of empty space, but I'll fill that in with something else. I haven't decided yet, but you can see I've planted tomatoes down this way, and these are my Romas and I think the White Beauties. I'll have to look at my list again. I'm telling you, when you plant a lot of tomato plants, you forget real quick, so I made sure I wrote them all down. I've already filled in my gaps for my lima beans, and I went ahead and planted the garbanzo beans, I mean, some people call them chickpeas, whichever. It's all a bean. All right, second bed, I've got it completely filled. And most of these are my Abe Lincolns, and I do believe I have a few varieties on the end. Like I said, I'll have to go back and look. Come over here to the third bed. These are all Heirloom. It was a mix that I grew. I'm not sure exactly what types are in there, but I was able to separate the potato leaf shaped tomato plants from the regular tomato plants. And maybe that will be a variety of one type, hopefully. All right, cool thing over here. I've got my first squash showing up. I don't know if I want to leave it on there or not, but I'm just going to let it go. I've got a couple of them that are showing up, and these are just, you know, crookneck summer squash. This tomato plant is not looking real great today. I'm not sure why. I'm going to give it another dose of water, but all of these are my mortgage lifters. I thought I had more, but after separating my tomatoes, I didn't. So I just filled it all in. Got a couple tomatoes that I planted in here, and these are the chocolate cherries. This is just a cup with a couple extras that were in there. I'm going to put into pot. All right, in this bed, I have one single tomato. I planted it next to the anthill that will not go away. But I don't think it'll affect the tomato, but that's the only purple Cherokee seed that I had. So I got one plant of that and one of my ox hearts, which I planted up front in a planter, but I'm not going to walk up there to show you that. I did notice today that the Kentucky Wonder pole beans are starting to set another set of leaves, but as you can see, the birds are just eating the mess out of them. So I figure out something with that soon. All right, if you look in this side of the garden, all of these white cups are more tomatoes to be planted. So I'm going to work on that today. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead. I grabbed my glass gem corn to get that in the ground. I also have my top crop beans and my provider beans and my California black-eyed pea cowpeas. And so now I have to figure out where I'm going to put those. And I'm thinking, because I have tomatoes on the ends here, I usually put peppers and dill in between. And this row is pretty empty. I may just put the black-eyed peas in here, or I may put them in that back section. I don't know. I'm so undecided on this one. But yeah, I may just put them back in here. But with the other beans, I only have a very small amount. Like this one says 9 seeds left. So I'll just fill in some spots where I know I don't have a lot of things going on. All right, this is the front bed that I have all my squash in. And I left specifically this big section here. And it's all, you know, just open. And that's what I'm going to plant a lot of my corn in. I just think it will work out here because you're supposed to put about a mile away from all your corn. But like I said, I'm not saving seeds, so I don't think it's going to affect it. But I'm just going to throw in and see what I can get done. I want to grow as much as I can, and I just want popcorn. So I'm going to get to work and get this planted. And then I'm going to throw in these beans, check on the kids with the corn, and then I get to start on tomatoes. I did lay out all my tomato cages. I don't have enough because my peas didn't come in the way that they usually do. Yeah, my peas. But because they didn't come in quick enough, I may end up just pulling some of these that aren't doing well. And then I can use more tomato cages. But I have to get all the plants in the ground and then put the cages around them. Big, long ordeal. So I'm going to get to planting. Say hello, little scarecrow. Okay, so it's actually the next day from the corn and the bean planting day. I ended up busy afterwards, and I had dinner to cook, and I made spaghetti. And because I cook from scratch, you got to start the sauce. It takes hours, all that stuff. Homemade garlic bread, everything. So yeah, I don't do my own pasta, but I do everything else. So yeah, I was just a little too busy to continue, but I've been out here working already, getting a lot of stuff done, and I just didn't finish my outro yesterday, so I want to throw that in now. Put the sunglasses back on, it's too sunny. So yeah, so we did manage to get the 2 sections of corn planted, and I've got all the beans in the ground, and everything is where it needs to be. But what I'm going to do is when it sprouts, I'll go through and show all the spots, because right now it's just piles of dirt. But yeah, I'll show you guys the spots when they start to sprout. But I'm going to get to work on other things today because I have a lot to do. I mean, I have a list as long as Santa's list, just continuously around the world to get done today. So I'm going to go get inside, cool off for a little bit because I've been out here for a while, and then I'm going to go ahead and start on the rest of my chores. But like I said, I didn't film the outro, so I wanted to add that. And it's just kind of one of those goof ups that happens when you're learning YouTube, I guess. So I want to thank you guys for stopping by. If you like what you see, please hit that thumbs up button. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I'm new to YouTube. I've only been on for about a month, and I don't market myself like most people do because I don't really know what to do about that. So any support that I can get from you guys would be very grateful, and I would really, really appreciate it if you let me know how I'm doing and how your gardens are doing, and leave me comments below. That way, you know, we can interact. I don't answer comments every day because my internet service is horrible. In fact, I don't have internet. I just have my phone. So a lot of times I have to tether it to my computer to be able to get on and read the comments, because it doesn't come up on my screen, because it just, bad cell service, does the little spinny thing, everything I do. In fact, I haven't been in a live stream for like 3 weeks because I can't even watch one. When I'm in one, it spins and the chat just goes, and I'm just sitting there going, what do I do? I'm so lost. I have no idea what's happening. So anyway, bad service. Just part of learning and realizing what it's like when you want to move out into the middle of nowhere, into a country homestead type lifestyle, and you have to sacrifice your internet sometimes. And we'll work on getting that soon, I guess. We'll see. But anyways, thank you guys again for stopping by, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.